Hi, Tony and Marcia. Hey, this is Ken Renner. I'm just giving you your weekly update. Kind of letting you know we are holding another open house again this weekend. So we've had open houses nearly every weekend at your house, which is hopefully over and above the Call of Duty. But we really believe in the home, and we want to keep the exposure out there. Just got a little update on the marketing. My postcard mailer still has not hit the mailboxes. I got 5,000 postcards going out with your property on it. Should be hitting any day now. I'll let you know when that starts to hit. So that one is already on its way, and then of course we're announcing this in syndicated Zillow. We're having the open house announced here. So last week we had 0 showings. We had 10 other realtors in the community who were also holding a joint open house. Everybody was working together. And we had the most that any of these houses had was 2. And so what I'm going to probably talk to you about that one of the big reasons that we're running into the situation that we are now is the builders are offering amazing financing down at 4.7, like for instance Coventry in Santa Rita Ranch, which has homes similar to what your home is like, has 4.75% financing. So the way they do that, they buy the rate down. So one thing we may be considering is that moving forward, may not to compete with the builders, we may have to consider some financing concessions or price. So for right now, with the state of the market, the market's rejected the price that we have on it, and so we'll also look at the community and see what our competitors have been doing, how they've been going under contract and things like that. So we have 3 months of supply. In Santa Rita, we have about 3 months of supply too. Average days on the market is 57. So right now your home has been on the market for 42 days, which I was expecting to get some more activity before then, but let's take a look at the market over here. Oh yeah, and the average time in Austin Round Rock MSA is 59 days. So we're still not quite to the average yet, but the 3 months, almost 4 months of supply of houses on the market is not helping us at all. Also, just to let you know, we're seasonally going into a slower season as we head into fall. So you may want to consider your financing concessions or price concessions or both before we head too far into the fall and into later on into the year. It gets slower and slower as we we don't want to head into winter on this. I also have some suggestions for you financing wise, and also want to get with you. Welcome to call over the weekend to talk a little bit about what you're trying to do in the Houston area, because there are programs that allow corporate buyouts of your property, and then you're able to purchase the next property, and that's where you also get your discount, because you're probably going to buy a new one and you're probably going to get the 4.75% financing. Okay. Anyways, enough of me blabbering. Let's look at the actual numbers here. One 130 active houses. That's a lot in Santa Rita. Closed in the last 90 days is 99. So you've got 130 active, and we got 99 closed. So we have more than a 3 month supply of houses on the market, because we got 0 to 90 days was 99, and we have 130 actives. Let's take a look at the actives. And let's sort by the date that they were built, and then we can see how much percentage are new construction homes as opposed to. Okay, so oldest house we have is a 2015 house, and then starting about looks like half the houses are new construction and half the houses are resale. So these are all new construction houses. You got a lot of competition in the 5s, and keep in mind they're offering substantial financing incentives, every one of them. So a minimum of $10,000. Some of them are 20,000. Some of them are as much as 4 or 5 points, which in this price point is like 25, 30,000 in financing incentives to get that interest rate down. And they're not really having any problem selling them. Though recently, as I was visiting the model homes, they did report that things are slower, so some of the inventory is starting to stack up. All right, so let's take a look at pendings. And active under contract. Okay, so there are 54 pendings. So out of 54 pendings, 19 of them are, hold on a second now. Yeah, so 19 of them are resales, and the other, whatever that works out to be, the 30 houses or whatever it is, are new construction. So there's a third more homes being sold new construction than there is. We can see also the pendings has been quite slow. Some of these homes were on the market a long time. We don't want to be this one in these categories where we're in the market for this long. These are resale homes, took forever to sell. Unless these are new construction. Let me see. Could be new construction that actually was started in 2022. But anyways, we are seeing a lot of activity in the new construction. We're not seeing a whole lot of activity in the resale section. So let's take a look at this again. Let's get to your neighborhood now. All right. Okay, so here's our competitors. The yellow is pending. These are much smaller house, so 1,600 square foot. So that's 1,792. Really not the same. But $399. Let's take a look here. How long it was on the market? It's a Perry home, 8 days on the market. Probably because of the price point. Attractive price point. $599 new construction. Back to the green belt. This is one of our competitors, 555 sheet. I don't think they've ever lowered their price. This one's $499. It's a bigger house. We've already talked about this one. Yeah, they're very similar. This one's similar to yours. This one is not quite. This is a Perry home. This one's smaller, so it doesn't count. This one, $559. We've talked about this last time. A little bit bigger house, but it has a pool at $569. Closed at $559. Let's take a look at that pool real quick. Okay, so it's nothing really fancy. It's a fiberglass pool. They are bulletproof, so they do last forever. But it's not like a built-in pool. So this is probably about all in about 60,000-70,000 for this pool. My friend has one of my agents, Chad, who helps out with the open houses. He has an in-ground pool that's fiberglass like this. So what we usually adjust the prices down in comparison for apples to apples to as comp adjustments is about 50% of the value of a pool. So in this case, we would be looking at this pool. If we're comparing this to your house, which is the same size, and we look at the pool, it's $559 sales price. If the pool's worth 60,000-70,000, we can knock off $30,000 off that. That'd put us at about $329 as a comp. That's what an appraiser would do. We're going to tighten up the square footage. See where we're at. We're competing houses of the same size as yours. Still, 72 houses closed. Let's see. I'm going to see actually. 48 houses available, which means that there's still about over a 3-month supply of homes in that square footage category. Okay, now we're narrowing in a little bit more. There's one at 529, 2267, similar size square foot. It was a resale. Sold for $529 plus the buyer paid $4,000 in seller and buyer closing. I mean, the seller paid $5,000 in closing costs. They started at $589 in May. After 65 days on the market, they got $529, $60,000 less than they were asking, and they paid $4,000 in closing costs. So it's basically $65,000 under their original asking price. And it's built in 2022, so it's a year-old house. This one here, $599. It's active. It's direct competition. Nice house, green belt. See, is this a resale? Nope, this is actually a, yeah, this is a resale. It's not new construction. So you must be relocation people, I think. 78 days on the market. Started at $649, way too high. Ended up now at $599, and it's sitting. And it's your size house on a green belt. It's still, this is, I definitely think it's overpriced because of what we know. All right, let's go back in. This is your house. This is your competitor down the street, a little bit bigger. It does back to a green belt as well. Not as nice as yours. Different layout, one story, so kind of apples and oranges. But square footage wise and everything else, your build is pretty much the same. So she's holding open houses pretty much every weekend too. And it says it was back on the market. I need to ask her why. I mean, it says it here. Oh, here's another thing. Seller financing at 4.75% with $575 contract price. This is what we were kind of talking about was what they're doing is they are buying this interest rate down to 4.75% to compete with the builders. And that means they're probably going to be paying with $575 sales price, and that's basically $20,000 in closing costs. So basically they're raising the price by $20,000 over what you could buy it straight up. If you, and they'll carry a four, and it'll be seller financing at 4.5. So for instance, if you well, the seller financing means they're going to carry the paper, like something that you could actually do too, but that probably doesn't solve your problem of getting a home down there. In other words, the seller becomes the bank. This is not buying the interest rate down. This is actually the owner financing the property. So you're going to see a lot more of this coming up in the future, and you actually are a great candidate for that because you own it free and clear. You could do seller financing, but it doesn't give you the cash you need. So we're going to be talking about that when we get on our phone call. There are companies that might be able to, that might be a solution for you depending on what your plans are there in Houston. But conservatively, we just want to get the thing sold. Okay, we had this one at 545, 2425. This is right around the corner from my house, Wrangell. Good looking house, same square footage thereabouts, relatively new. interesting. They assume the financing here, so that's another. Listed for 550, sold for 4.6. This is back in April. Things were a lot busier back then. 545 is what they sold it for. That's actually a good comp for us. Ooh, this doesn't help. 486 active. 2222 square feet, a little bit smaller. But not by much. Substantially less in price though. It's 486. Okay, so here again, even at the 486 limited time promotion, buyer 2% contribution for a contract executed by 9/15. So you can see the other agents are definitely talking about how to get creative with financing, and I can talk to you about a number of different ways that might be attractive to you or not, and we can talk about that when we get on the phone call. Some active new construction homes, not really in the same boat. Here's one for 510, 2,418. This is closed recently. It's closed. Was listed originally for 535, sold for 510. 36 days on the market. Close date was just in August. This is a very solid comp. This house, this is owned by the builder. They've been trying to sell it for a long time. 359 days on the market. They originally had it priced at 640 at 575, and it's still not worth that. So there you go. Oh, actually, no, they did close it. Let's see what they closed it at. Oh, closed it. Yeah, they had it listed for 640. It closed at 575. So it did close. So 575. Now, that's not bad. That's a good comp for us. 2496, but it is brand new construction. Active listing. The other ones on this. This is the gated community, smaller homes. Higher dues or smaller lots. The homes are the same size. 540. $550, $550, 2124 square feet. This has a pretty spectacular view. $1 million view, really. Well, maybe not, because it doesn't back up to the view. So it was listed originally at 629, and they got 550 for it. So that they had to drop the price pretty substantially after 102 days on the market. construction closed 528, 610. So really can't compare much to new construction. Okay, so just a new 20-minute market update. Here you go. See what it looks like. So for competing with listing prices, we're good. Closed prices, I don't think I included a lot of my other ones. Let me go back here again. And this was brand new construction, so we're not including that. It's really not in the same neighborhood. Different product. So it's interesting. It is the average asking price for the ones I've come up with is $526. Median's $539, right in our list price. Median time is 54 days on the market. Just it's the exact same thing as we've got. We're 42 days on the market, $539. That's really kind of where we're at. We also have closed sales to $529, $549, bringing it $539. So I'm pretty confident about my original value, but tougher times require more immediate action. We're not getting enough activity on it with all the marketing that I'm doing, both with Facebook, Instagram, internet, flyer marketing, open houses every weekend. Sometimes gets to be tough to fight an uphill battle when it comes to a market where you're competing against builders that can offer a low interest rate. And that, I think, is making all the difference. At least that's what I've been talking to all my real estate friends that are in the know. So I just want to give that, put that out to you so we can have a conversation about market value and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's talk this weekend. If you want to call me during the open house, that's fine. Hasn't been that busy, but maybe we'll pray that this weekend will be busier than others. It is a holiday weekend, so I'm working it. But hopefully we'll be able to get some people through there, maybe some outer towners or whatever. But if everybody else is out at the lake, then I guess I'll be there from 12 to 3. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. I appreciate your patience. Bye.